Once upon a time, in a lush, green jungle teeming with life, lived a particularly clever jackal. This jackal wasn't the biggest or the strongest animal in the forest, but he had something far more valuable, a quick mind. He always trusted his wits more than his muscles, and it served him well as he navigated the winding paths and hidden dangers of his home. One scorching hot afternoon, as the sun beat down through the thick canopy of leaves, a magnificent but very hungry tiger was on the prowl. His stomach rumbled like distant thunder. As he rounded a cluster of ancient banyan trees, he spotted the jackal sniffing around the entrance of a dark, cool cave. The tiger's eyes lit up with predatory glee. Aha! He growled to himself, his voice a low, menacing rumble. Lunch has come to me all on its own. What a lucky day. The jackal, whose senses were always on high alert, caught the glint of the tiger's glowing eyes in the shadows. His heart skipped a beat, but panic was a luxury he couldn't afford. He knew he was no match for the tiger's strength and speed. Running was not an option. He had to outsmart him. He knew right then that he had to think fast, faster than he ever had before. Instead of turning tail and fleeing, which would have only triggered the tiger's chase instinct, the jackal did something unexpected. He stood his ground, looked directly at the approaching tiger, and put on his most serious and urgent expression. "Oh, mighty tiger, thank goodness you're here," he exclaimed, his voice filled with fake relief. "You came just in time. I was about to run for my life. This cave is cursed." The tiger stopped in his tracks, intrigued and a little confused by the jackal's strange greeting. "Cursed? What nonsense are you talking about?" he scoffed, though he couldn't help but glance warily at the dark opening of the cave. "It's true," the jackal insisted, widening his eyes. "I've seen it with my own eyes. Every day, at this exact time, the cave spirit awakens. It opens its great, rocky mouth and swallows any creature standing too close. I was just about to make a run for it when you appeared." The tiger let out a disbelieving snort. "Caves don't eat creatures. You're trying to trick me, you little scavenger." "Don't believe me?" the jackal challenged, feigning bravery. "Fine. Just wait here a moment. You'll see for yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you." The jackal's performance was so convincing that a seed of doubt began to sprout in the tiger's mind. After all, the jungle was full of ancient magic and strange happenings. What if the little jackal was telling the truth? The tiger stood there, his hunger momentarily forgotten, his gaze fixed on the silent, dark cave. He felt a prickle of unease. The jackal, seeing that his bait had been taken, decided to reel him in. He turned towards the cave and shouted with all his might, his voice echoing off the rocks. "Cave. Oh, mighty cave. It's me, your friend the jackal. My friend, the great tiger, is here to see you today. Will you not open for us?" A profound silence answered his call. Only the distant chirping of birds and the rustle of leaves in the wind could be heard. The tiger waited, his muscles tensed, his eyes wide and nervous. The suspense was becoming unbearable. The jackal then put on a show of pure panic. He gasped dramatically, stumbling back a few steps. "Oh no, the cave must be angry." It didn't answer. "That's a bad sign. It's going to open any second. Run." With that, the jackal spun around and pretended to flee, but he only darted behind a large boulder to watch. The tiger, completely fooled by the jackal's terrified act, didn't hesitate for a second. His primal fear took over. He let out a yelp of terror, jumped back with a powerful leap, and ran as fast as his legs could carry him, crashing through the undergrowth until he was deep in the jungle. As the sounds of the panicked tiger faded away, the jackal peeked out from behind the rock and burst out laughing until his sides ached. Later that evening, as the sun began to set and the jungle was painted in hues of orange and purple, the tiger finally returned. His initial fear had been replaced by a simmering rage. He had spent the afternoon hiding, his heart pounding, only to realize that nothing had happened. The cave hadn't moved. He had been tricked. He stormed back to the spot, his claws digging into the earth with every step. "You tricked me, you little thief," he roared, his voice shaking the trees. "I should have known better than to listen to your lies. This time, you won't escape." But the clever jackal was ready. He had anticipated the tiger's return. He calmly looked at the furious predator and said, "Oh, great tiger, please, I beg you, don't come any closer. I know you're angry, but the curse might still be active. It's not safe. Enough of your games." The tiger bellowed. "I'm not afraid of your imaginary curses and silly lies." He took a determined step forward, ready to pounce. And then, something incredible happened. As if on cue from the heavens, a brilliant flash of lightning split the sky, followed by a deafening clap of thunder that echoed through the entire forest. It was a complete coincidence, a random act of nature. But for the already spooked tiger, it was terrifying proof. He leaped back in sheer terror, his fur standing on end. The thunderclap in his mind was the roar of the angry cave spirit. The jackal's story was true after all. Without a second thought, The tiger turned and fled once more, this time for good, vowing never to return to the cursed cave again. The jackal watched him go, a wide, triumphant grin on his face. He looked up at the stormy sky and laughed. Brains, he said to himself, are always better than brawn. From that day forward, the story of the clever jackal and the terrified tiger spread throughout the jungle. All the animals, big and small, learned a valuable lesson that with calm thinking and a clever mind, you can overcome even the biggest and most frightening of enemies. Intelligence and quick wit are the ultimate tools for survival, capable of getting you out of any danger. Thank you so much for joining us for this story. If you enjoyed it, do forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more tales from around the world. We love sharing these stories with you, and your support means everything. See you in the next video.